Hello.
Hello, hello. How are you?
Doing wonderful. And yourself?
So far, so good. Trying to stay up out this heat, trying to not melt, and yeah. So I guess I'm doing all right.
The same here. The same here.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Fashion Dolls. It's great to see y'all. It's been a minute. We Before we kick off this conversation, I know you guys have been wondering how have I been doing mentally. Slowly but surely getting back on my feet. It's a process. It's not easy. But me and my family are okay. And I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to be alive. As you can see, we're in a different location. My aunt is letting me do a couple shows here, and she's like my second mom, and I want to say thank you. Lee was also one of the ones who reached out, as well as Zay, his boyfriend. You guys know I've had Zay on the show as well too. Immediately, as soon as it happened, June 10th. For those of you who don't know what happened, my house burned down June 10th, and unfortunately, me, my mom, and my father, we were in the house, and
Mm.
the door was closed. When my father opened the door, everything was ablaze, and I showed you guys the damage. So I've been documenting that in my morning walks, talking about the journey from being at my old place to now being with my older brother. So I'm thankful, and I know that something great is going to come out of this for me and my family. And I just want to say to each and every one of y'all, you too, Lee, thank you, and
Of
thank
course.
y'all for just checking in. I appreciate it.
No doubt, no doubt. No, and I do want to ask though, like, how has if it has by chance, has it done anything to your faith? Because anything could have happened, and yet here it is. You're able to sit on your end, and me on my end, and we're able to continue this. Has it done anything to strengthen your faith or put a something in your heart that's just like, oh snap, I'm really meant to be here to be something greater than what I thought, you know?
No, it hasn't messed with that. My mom, she's always encouraged me to, as well as my aunt, who I'm doing the show in her house. um, she's always encouraged me to go after what I believe in and don't let anything stop you. This here is just temporary because at the end of this is something bigger. And I posted that in one of my, uh, I always do a good morning to get you guys encouraged. Shout outs to my brother K Tooks, who's also been checking in as well. To thank you all for texting, for the phone calls, for everything. I totally appreciate it. And if you guys want to donate to help me rebuild, that's also below as well. But it hasn't done anything to my faith. More importantly, it's made me stronger. It's made me
Good.
stronger. It's made me want to go forth in the next chapter. And that was the caption literally for today's look of the day, which was going into a new chapter, venturing out on faith. It can be
Hmm.
scary, definitely be scary. We're separated.
Very.
My mom and my dad are in with my other brother, and I'm with my older brother. And I must say, the morning times at 7 a.m., I get up and I exercise, and it's been so therapeutic for me. But there are days, Lee, when I tell you I would get up and I would just look out the window some days and cry. K Tooks knows. He was like, can you kind of stop talking about it? But it's traumatizing to me. Like when I
Yeah.
see a fire truck, when I smell smoke, is because it happens so fast. Like you have no control over life's natural disasters. Like
Hmm.
what God has in store, you can't control it. It's in
Right.
His hands at the end of the day. And I'm thankful to be here, like you said, thankful to be here, to be alive, to be a living testament. Uh,
Hmm.
Not only that, but to have my mom, not to mention, and I don't even really personal family relationships on here,
Hmm.
but my mom just got done being in the hospital,
Wow.
and then this happens. But you have no control over that. You have no control over that. So I
Right.
wanted to open so being transparent, coming back slowly, baby steps into this. Whereas I would do a show 5 days out of the week, Monday through Friday, and I would be so consistent with it. Having to adjust to this because this is real life is different for me. So
I can imagine.
we're gonna make it. We're gonna try to do four. And I told Lee that I'm gonna have him back on the show as well as Dezay, because what's so crazy is we had something scheduled, and then
Hmm. It won't meant.
that happened.
It won't meant. It's okay. The shakeups and the character development moments that we experience in our lives, they come when we least expect it, and the plans that we were making and the lives that we were envisioning after having enacted those or lived those experiences, we got to move past it, and it's okay. It won't meant. It's meant for something greater. Here we are now.
Yes, 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 absolutely. And my brother says that he's feeling the artwork in the back.
Okay. Hey, thank you. This is why I'm alive,
We're
man.
gonna
Like this
get
is.
to that. Yes.
Thank you.
We're going to get to that in a second. Now, where are you from originally? Tell us a little bit about your backstory.
Born and raised originally in Petersburg, Virginia, and I moved around a lot with my family. So over the years, I went from Petersburg, Dinwiddie, Chester, Richmond, Henrico, Glen Allen, and then most recently from Henrico to Montrose, which is like at the ass crack of Virginia, like right at the top where Virginia meets Maryland, to Montrose. And from there, I now am residing in Norfolk. And it has been a culture shock to a degree because up in Montrose, it's like it's small. It's small. It's country AF. It's Republican nation up out there. So there's that. But going from up there to down here to going from waking up the chickens at 4:30 in the morning to coming down here and I'm hearing like the train go by and, and occasionally police sirens or whatever. It's a culture shock, but it's probably I think it feels like this is where I'm meant to be, and yeah, yeah. So been all up and through VA, never been out, living outside the state, but this is home. Petersburg is home. That's the core of me. And when I introduce myself to people, I always try to go back. Yeah, I'm from Richmond because most folks, when you say Petersburg, they have a judgment already. So just to kind of make the interaction a little bit quicker, Petersburg, Richmond, from Richmond.
And where did you develop the passion for art? For those of you who don't know, I'm going to turn the cam real quick. I don't have my cue cards with me, but boom. Lee is responsible for the artwork for Style by Stevie. And we'll dive into that a little bit later. But where did you, sister, you really look amazing with this look. Thank you.
Hey.
My I wanted it to be vintage Hollywood glam, which is exactly what I was
Mm-hmm.
going for. And I just went through a number of looks that I've had because I've had looks laid out that I was going to do throughout the week. And I had a lot of shows lined up and leave and was one of those shows. So it's going to be more coming, you guys. It's going to be more new looks coming. I'm back with the vengeance. So I had to come with red. Red is ravishing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I had to come back with a vengeance, and I'm back.
And you doing
It's
it.
missing. My voice is missing, and I appreciate it, y'all. All the love and support, and you guys, of course, can catch me in the morning times doing the morning walks and talks with Miss Stevie. But art, we were talking about art because I had a phone conversation with one of my colleagues, and we were talking about artist to artist. So, who are some of the artists that inspired you?
Honestly, it's like local talent. And like I think the bigger names would be like House of Megs or Banksy. But as far as like my personal inspiration, it's like somebody most recently an associate, she goes by Black Swan. Her work, if I can call you a friend and you're a creative, you inspire me. So I don't have like a sole single artist that inspires me. I like to see other people that's kind of like me, not necessarily world renowned and famous, and I live off my art. No, like kind of somebody who kind of mirrors me. Like, yeah, we starting here, we're working our way up, we push each other. That is like my inspiration right there. So anybody I see on social media, the folks I probably be like spam liking on and reposting or resharing, but there's no single artist or no single style that inspires me.
Now, what blew me away about you is that when we first met, we met through Dezay. Um, and Dezay is Lee's boyfriend, for those of you who don't
My
know.
baby.
Um, yes, and he also just headline
There
Pride.
he is.
Congratulations as well. Hey, baby, how are you?
Yeah.
Yes, just
Come say hi.
headline Pride. So much more to come in the future. So make sure
Mhm.
y'all are following And check out some of our past conversations as well too, because it's great. This led us up to here. Me and Lee met through the Zay, and I, he told me what he did and sent me some things. And was like, shoot me a couple. We're talking about developing the artwork for the new season of Style by Stevie, which is season 20, which we're currently in. And I'm going to continue on as much as I can. It's going to be difficult, but I'm looking for a place. Me and my brother, the good news is, and I didn't want to share it yet. Fingers crossed. We're waiting until the ink dries. That's all I'm gonna
Hmm.
say. But yes, great things are coming, and I'll keep you guys updated on that. But Lee, we were talking about art and how you develop the image based off of some photos that I sent you. So how did you manage to how when I showed it to my aunt whose house I'm in currently right now. We had a birthday party for my grandmother at her 82nd birthday party here in this house. And
Okay.
I sat in the exact same chair. So that's why it's special. And my grandmother sat next to me. So I sat next to the birthday girl. Shout outs to my granny. And I showed them the flyer. Lee, they went crazy. Your
Which
name
one? The one
down
that
here.
I first did way back ago, or the one from our show?
This one right here.
Okay.
The Style by Stevie emblem that you made
Okay.
caught a lot of buzz down here.
Hey, I'm
I
glad.
remember going to the TNT store. The guy looking like this. For the past few days, I've been makeup free, y'all, and I wouldn't say I missed it, but I'm ready to get back in glam. I'm ready. You guys see it. But he had to do a double take. He looked at my face and then he looked at the flyer you made and he was just like, wait a minute, that's you?
And is.
And he wanted to know who did it, and I pointed them in the direction of you. My other aunt, my mom's sister, she fell in love with it as well too. So it was a running thing. Everybody's talking about the Style by Stevie emblem. So how did the things that my platform is based on, and it's just like a gumbo. Like the Zay does music, you do art, and you also specialize in acrylic painting. So how did you manage to come up with all of those things? And it was less than 5 minutes, y'all.
It's a good thing that we are as far along with technology as we are. Back in high school, I
Yes.
started dabbling in Photoshop because I was really heavy in drawing, like drawing with pen and ink and everything. So as of today, we have ChatGPT, we got Leonardo AI, we got Pixar, Canva, we have everything, all of the resources back then. The 18, 19-year-old me could have only imagined of. We got that in the palm of our hands now. So that's how I was able to do it with the power of AI and photoshopping, photo editing. Um, and then the type of phone that I have too. So I tend to stick with and this ain't sponsored or nothing, but tend to stick with Galaxy phones because they have a stylus. I ain't got to go get a tablet or nothing. So pull up like a blank canvas on a phone and I can draw it out and then I can feed into AI, hey, this is what it is I want. Here's a rough reference. Let's work on that. And then literally it's just point, drag, drop, point, drag, drop. And that's how I came up with it. That's how I tend to come up with a lot of reference images for myself. If I see something online, if I see something like Google Images, Twitter search, the save Twitter, whatever, and I save it, I can manipulate that image because I'll immediately, if I see somebody new or if I see something that just sticks out to me, I'll immediately start getting the wheels turning like, oh, I can make, if I were to turn this to a painting, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this. How can I make that look like on here? And I never used to think of going full digital or anything like that. It's just another extension of the canvas and the brush, just like this. And I don't know. I don't know how I came up with yours. I envisioned in talking to you. I envisioned literally being on the set somewhere out in California, scheduled for this TV talk show slash podcast. How would I imagine walking down the corridors? What would the advertisement be like? What would the merch look like? And that started to just literally flow from my finger onto the phone, and I made that for you. I made you several, but you said your favorite color was green, and then I kind of took your original logo and was like, all right, how can we make this look like how I see it up here?
And that you did. I
Thank
mean,
you.
the eyes down to every single my eyes, my lips, everything. And you even put at the bottom what I cover on my show, which is a number of things. I don't like to place myself in a box. I
Mhm.
like to venture out on different things because I do political commentary. Shout outs
Hi.
to Sky High Faith. Well, yes, yes, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. And I will be back tomorrow as well, too, with Anthony Riley. But we were talking about Lee here created the new Style by Stevie emblem that you guys see. And we were just talking about detail by detail because I know a lot of people wanted to know. You guys went crazy over it as soon as I posted it. Because before I wasn't comfortable with showing my face in a logo. What I did was I basically just put my name up. It was Style by Stevie, which you guys see at the top of the YouTube channel, the banner or the logo header. But now Lee made me comfortable with showing my face. If you got a brand, make sure that you're showing your face on the brand.
Mhm.
And that's what he managed to do. You managed to put my face in it and all of the things that I cover on my talk show just turned out beautifully from fashion to beauty to commentary, which is all three things that I cover on my platform. And it's a blessing. You guys love it. And it's the toast of the town. You guys are
Hey.
talking about it like, who did it? And then you go and you look and you see me is different. In the photo, I have black hair. Today, my hair is like I've got highlights going on. And who knows, more looks that I've been planning. Just because something tragic happened, I'm not going to stop having fun with
Mhm.
beauty and style. I'm going to continue to keep being consistent with it. And I'm thankful that we can now embark upon this new chapter.
Mhm. I'm glad. I'm glad. I'm glad to get the opportunity to sit here and get to know you, and y'all get to know me. So I'm appreciative, and I thank you, Stevie.
You are so welcome and thank you. I can't thank you enough for such beautiful artwork. And you guys
Ain't
see it
nothing.
here on the channel. Welcome as you're coming in. Welcome. And I want to say thank you, guys, for holding it down because I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I'm going to be doing it. Um, I'm just going to have to move around. Someone came up when I posted what happened June 10th. Someone was saying, take the show mobile. Why don't you do
Mhm.
that? And my aunt said, hey, you can do a couple episodes over here. That's it. So I can do some in my mom's room, at my brother's place. We're gonna make it work. I'm gonna
And you
try to
will.
do at least 4 episodes a day. And I know it's a lot of people that were looking forward to sitting down and chatting with me. But what's in the cards, you can't control what's in the cards that what God has in
Mhm.
store. So we're gonna make it work. The show is back. I'm back, and yeah, we're here.
And ain't nowhere else
But
to
we
go
are
but the up, right?
yes, 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 yes.
Facts.
And it is so much more to come. So I thank each and every one of you for reaching out, the phone calls, the text messages, because there have been some days that have been dark and depressing. But then picking up one of the cards that Lee made, because I went and I made to Canva, and I've got cue cards
There you go.
out of the logo. And I look at it, and then someone drew me. So I'm gonna bring that on the show as well tomorrow. It was a face chart. Like most makeup artists, like if you go to MAC Cosmetics,
Mhm.
they do a face chart. And it's like, okay, your eyes, your lips, what you want your cheeks, the highlight, the contour, all of that. He took it and he made it into a whole beauty portrait.
Wow.
So I'm gonna bring that on tomorrow so you guys can see it. Um, Yes, that's for sure. But speaking of art, how can we as artists continue in these times that we're in to keep putting a message out there through our art, through our music? What would you suggest, Lee? And your boyfriend, Dezay, who's over there on the left, you guys can't see me, just popped up in the camera. But as artists, it's our job. It's a quote from Nina Simone that goes like this that says, the job of the artist is to reflect the times.
Mhm.
And it is important right now in the times that we're in that we are using our voice and our creativity. How important is that in these times that we're in?
I think just personal experience, I think it's very important. I use my work, my artistry. I use that as a mental check in for myself. In these times, in these days, with how crazy the world is, mental health should be at the forefront. I've struggled
Yes.
with mental health since a very young age. You know, I've gone to therapy, I've taken medications, all the things, but the best self medicine for myself, the best treatment for myself is literally sitting down and picking up this brush and going on the canvas. And I'm literally having a session, having a, a, a therapeutic session that reflects where I am in this current journey of my life, that also reflects what's going on in the world around me, because my environment impacts me, impacts my mental, impacts my love. So how do I convey that? And I know I try my best to not necessarily be so exact, so specific with what it is I'm sharing, because I tend to be as private as I can be. There are certain things I want to keep to myself, but how do I get that out? How do I express that without putting too much of my business out there? And that's how I do it this way. And I think it's very important. Creatives, whether you're an audio creative, a visual creative, a content creative, that is so important because there are a lot of things being stripped away from us every single day, with how the powers that be are molding and shaping our future. We're not going to have the luxury and the privilege to express ourselves how we want to, how we feel we want to later on. That's what I see coming. So it is very important that you do it now. You know, they may be able to take away books. They may be able to take away all of rights, a lot of things, but they can't take away your experience, your voice, and how you're sharing that to the world until they can.
You know, it's so crazy that you that you say that they are taking away books. They've already started banning books. They've
Hmm.
already started pushing out African American arts at the Smithsonian Museum. So I
Hmm.
mean, the list goes on and on about the things that this regime, this corrupt regime, is doing as it pertains to Black arts. And I think the biggest safe haven and escape for us was the most recent BET Awards.
Hmm.
And I think that that was a night Drewski did an outstanding job. I did my review on it. It is up, and you guys can check it out in the morning walks. I've had a few critiques, but overall, it was a night for the culture. It was a celebration. It was an escape for us. And joy, and you guys know how I feel about joy. Joy is a form of resistance. It is a form of resistance. And I think through us creating our art, using our talents, even when the fire happened, I felt for a while, I felt stifled. Like, how am I going to come back from this? So many questions. K Tooks was the first person that I called when it happened. And I
Wow.
told him, and I said, pass the word along. And then everybody else started to say, and Lee here, everybody else found out about it and they reached out. Shout outs to Matthew F. Rios. Shout outs to Faith. Faith reached out as well too. A lot of people reached out to me and they were like, "Are you good? Are you okay?" When and I said this in one of my posts because I just venting, letting the world know how I feel. I've never been that vulnerable. But I said that when I'm not creating, when I'm not doing this, what I love, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Because this is
Hmm.
me writing to the world. I'm a mystery to some. Like I mentioned with the AT&T guy, shout outs to DJ. He didn't know who I was. I sent him the picture that Lee, the beautiful artwork that Lee made, and I showed him the cue card, and he just looked, did a double take, like look down, look up. You know, when people are trying to recognize who you are, they don't know who they're talking to. And then we went
Hmm.
through and skimmed through some of my interviews, and he was just enamored. Like, so tell me how this happened, and then this happened, and how did you get this person and this person? And even my family members will ask me that question too. But it's amazing the impact that as Black artists, as creatives, we have on the culture. And it's important that we continue to keep using our voices and our platforms. So
Hmm.
when that happened to me, I felt stifled. And I told my mom, I said, Mom, when I'm not creating, when I'm not hosting Style by Stevie, what am I doing? I'm exercising. I was going crazy mentally. And to go back to what Lee said about mental health, and it is Mental Health Awareness Month as well too. So make sure that you are collectively, us as a people, as a whole, as Black people, make sure that you are taking care of your mental health and prioritizing that. When that happened to me, I cried. I still have my days, my ups and downs, but I'm
Right.
getting stronger by the day. And that's why you see me caption everything, getting back to myself, because I am slowly but surely. This is just a temporary setback.
Mm-hmm.
But back to the topic of the conversation at hand, which is Black artists and the importance of preserving that. Because, like Lee said, we're seeing them go after birthright citizenship. That was a close one. They dodged the bullet. Right now, the Supreme Court upheld that, but I'm terrified for what's to come for people who are of Haitian descent, because the first thing they see is our melanin, they see black, and they look at us as a target, they look at us as a threat. So when there's one, there's all. They go after every
Mm-hmm.
individual. It is not just black. They go after right after right after right after right. And we as black people continue to do what we're doing right now. I love the wealth transfer. You guys are supporting black nail techs, black nail artists, of course, black hairstylists. And you guys know that I have a team of African American women. My aunt Connie, whose house I'm in right now, who's been a who's played a very pivotal role in shaping me in my career, and I'm so thankful for her. So I'm gonna send her this clip. I'm gonna chop it up and send it to her
Hey.
after I'm editing this. I can't thank her enough because she has been there for me. Like, we are so close. She is literally my second mom. She's my mom's sister, and she's the youngest. So when I say I have a group of African American women behind me who make me beautiful every single day, shout outs to Melanie. I also have some input into what I want my looks to look like, and I consult with other beauty professionals. And there have been some with Lee and to say where it's just like, no. I remember season 12, I did bleached eyebrows. If you guys have seen Beyonce's Run the World Girls video, you would know exactly how that looks. And then I would say, no, that's not for me ever again.
The
So
most I've ever done when I had hair, I colored it bright red and blue, like a daggone snow cone, and it was like, mm-mm, never again. Go to a
yes,
pro next time.
there have been some looks where I'm just like, no, I don't ever want to see it. But some people love, and it's just like, you can't cancel them out because people hold a sentimental space with them. But that, again, it goes to show the culture. It goes to
Hmm.
show how we shape the culture. We start doing things, and then they start doing it. They start copying it. They
Hmm.
start duplicating what we do and putting their
Because
name
we're
on
the
it or
blueprint.
their
Come on now. We are the blueprint.
exactly. Hair, clothing, art,
Music.
music. We see a lot of these artists biting off of that
Hmm.
and stealing our culture, and it's important that we preserve it. So shout outs to my brother K Toops for also giving black artists a platform. Myself, I've made it adamant that I have every form of diversity, equity, and inclusion here. You've seen me sat with so many people, over 1,000 guests and counting here on Style by Stevie. And the list is going on because I'm going to keep going on. There will be a season 21. And I've learned that if you speak these things into fruition, they will happen. And for
Hmm.
us as Black people, we have to speak these things into fruition. There will be a revolt once the orange piggy is gone. That's his nickname that I've gave him. Orange Piggy. Once Orange Piggy is gone, there will be a revolution. There will be
Hmm.
a revolt. And we black people, at the end of the day, we are the conquerors and the winners and the warriors, and we will win this battle. You will not. Racism is expensive, white supremacy is expensive. And at the end of the day, it is costing each and every one of us. So it's important that we continue to uphold the culture, spin within black circles. That's what it means. Hey,
Yeah.
get back.
Yeah.
Miss Birdie. Slick and Salacious. Hey, baby. Yes, from Alvin's platform. Welcome, boo. That's right. Get back. They are white supremacy is shaken, scared. They're terrified of November. Midterms will be here before you know it. We're now in the month of July. Then after July, August, September. My birthday month, me and my mom's birthday month. My mom is a Libra, October 7th. I'm a Scorpio, October 31st. So we're both on the cusp. We balance perfectly. It's like
Mhm.
we know each other. You have that bond with your mom, with your parents. They know you very well. The same as my aunt Connie. So I'm thankful to have a group of black women behind me who are making sure that I'm put together. Also, one more shout outs to Ashley. Ashley has her salon if you're ever in the South Carolina area, and she's responsible for the hair today. And I will be going back to her. So I'm
Yes, for the
thankful for
plug.
that. Yes, Ashley, beautiful black woman, and she did my aunt's hair. She did my aunt's best friend's hair, and they already know each other. And I met her through another stylist. So yes, she is responsible for some of the hairstyles that you are seeing. So another woman added to my glam squad that I'm thankful to work with. Call them up, let them know what's going on. Consult with my team, and we put these looks together. And mainly me laying it out. But that's what I'm saying. This is where we as black artists come in. And that was going to be my next question for you, Lee, which is how important is it that we are supporting black artists, that we are supporting black entertainment, black performers more than ever?
I think it's extremely important. It kind of feeds back into what I was saying earlier. Like, we need to act now before we can't do it no more. And life is incredibly short as it is anyway. Being being black and gay myself, kind of have it like as a double whammy in society as it is. So it's extremely important that, if we manage to find our tribe, or if we manage to make a connection, a network amongst ourselves, we won't need anything else. We would be able to sustain and uplift ourselves, and not get no flack for it, not be ridiculed for it, not have where it is we're at in our trajectory questioned at all. We'd be able to, I'd hate to say it sometimes too, because I've seen it myself, but we'd be able to kind of break the crabs in the barrel stigma that most
Mentality.
most folks like
Yes.
ourselves tend to be put in. So it's very important. Um, I hope to be able to be a part of that sometime, in this lifetime, where that's a reality. Um, yeah, yeah, I think it's extremely important, at least to me too.
And y'all make sure y'all are going and following Lee. If you, we're going to be collabing on some more things. I'm going to bring him back on the show. Make sure you guys are supporting Dezay. Dezay just headlined Pride. He's got articles written out. He just posted something about one of his singles, "I'm Good," which he's turning into a film. So make sure that you are following all of these artists that I've mentioned. My colleague, Now's the Time, who I always do shows with, make sure that you guys are supporting him. And he's boots on the ground. He's in Rochester, New York. So it's important that you are supporting these black owned boutiques, that you are supporting black fashion designers. We just seen what just happened with this year's Met Gala. Guess who sponsored it? Hate to get political, but this is real. Jeff Bezos backed this year's Met Gala.
Mm.
And Jeff Bezos was one of the oligarchs that was sitting at Orange Piggy's inauguration with Elon Musk. Yep. So they're winning, and we, the black working class, we have to make sure that we are spending within our community. I love this wealth transfer. I love that black women are saying, I'm not spending my dollars at this salon. I'm going to go to a black owned nail salon or nail tech. And you see the comparisons. It's simple as night and day. Whereas you go, if you follow Politics by Tabitha, she said she went into a black owned nail salon and they greeted her. They said, "Are you a walk in or do you have an appointment?" And she said, "Oh, well, you can go run a couple errands and come back." One of the women who owned the nail salon, and they were just as cordial and friendly. Whereas other nail salons, they don't do that. So it's important that you recycle that black dollar. Make sure that you are supporting black owned hair care brands. I know a lot of people are black women mainly spend a lot. We spend a lot on hair products. We spend a lot on hair, makeup. It's a lot. But there's chemicals that are harmful in some of these products. And a lot of women are saying, I'm going to go the natural route. My aunt, she took me to the hair salon and it was just me and her, our day. She said it's a product called Baskin Lather that you should try. A lot of products have harsh chemicals in them, paraben free. So make sure that you are doing your research. It's a and I cannot remember her name on TikTok. She was saying your lip gloss has harmful things in it.
I
So I
saw that
mean, I'm
too.
like, oh no, I love the lip gloss. I love a good lip gloss. She was saying certain clothes that we wear. It was all of these different things that she was going. You have artists like Lee, and you have so many designers and creators out here who are making things healthy. Another example would be hypnotic skincare, Chastity. Now she's based in Atlanta. Shout outs to her. I had her on the show. She makes her own products. No harsh chemicals. It's body care. It's body butter. She has, if you like lip oils, all of those things without the harsh chemicals in it. And she's based in Atlanta. She has something for the men as well too, the beard oil. So y'all make sure y'all are going and checking her out. Those are just a few black owned brands that we can be supporting, that we can be recycling the black dollar on. And it's important that we do that within our community because all of these big corporations, all of these big tech corporations like Walmart, Target, we understand. I love it when we said we are sticking firm to it. Make sure that you're doing that. So the next part of our conversation is we're going to have some fun here before we wrap it. Then we're going to take some questions, some Q&A from the audience members, Fashion Dolls. All right. And I did this with Lee's boyfriend Dezay when we first met. It was turn the tables and the rapid five. All right.
Oh God,
So we're going
I
to
don't know
start
if
off
I'm ready.
thing called the rapid five. And Lee has to tell me five things that he can't live without. And it's my guests give me their burning things that are their guilty pleasures. Like for me, I ever since that I've been staying with my brother, I've been binge watching Cops Reloaded, and then there's a show called Jail, and that is a guilty pleasure for me. And it is hilarious watching the people come in, the intakes come in who are. It was one man, a drunk man, who came in, and he had DUI charges, and he was singing to the officers. I was cackling. So I'm going
Did
to
you sound
find a
good
way
at
to
least?
replay it. Oh no, 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 no. He said, "You doggone right, I can sing the blues." If you guys watch Jail, y'all know. Look it up. Things that you can't live without.
Mm. Five things I can't live without, guilty pleasure wise, would be um, first and foremost Takis, potato chips. They're super super hot and spicy. They have a lime aftertaste. It has to be the blue bag, but the original blue bag and not the new blue chips. Um, Taki, it would be my energy drinks. I was drinking one earlier. Caffeine, caffeine, nicotine, and my daily medication, and I am good to go every day. Um, what else? Five things, five things. Chocolate. I gotta have chocolate. I'm a big fan of Nutella. I grew up on Nutella. I'm biracial. I'm German and American, and my grandma would send authentic Nutella from Germany here. The stuff that we have here in the states, mm-mm. But if you can find an import shop online or something, I say with my whole chest, go and treat yourself. Do yourself a favor and get some imported Nutella. So that's what that's three. Um, a kiss from my boyfriend. That's a guilty pleasure, but super cheesy. And lastly would be access to my creativity, whether it is my visual art or if I'm crafting something, if I'm putting something together digitally, access to that. So that's kind of like a cop out too. But yeah, those are my five things. Oh, and I guess for extra credit too, favorite TV show is Interview with a Vampire. So that's my guilty pleasure right there.
There you have it. There you have
Uh-huh.
it. All right, Fashion Dolls. It is time to turn those tables. Okay. And this is where my guests get to ask me as many questions as they want. It's sort of me cutting the velvet rope and allowing new audience members, you who are just subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe and tap the first option and hit all so you'll be notified when new interviews are posted. Like I said, I'm going to be back with new episodes, new interviews, new looks, and we're going to make it work. So
Hmm.
I'm glad that I got to do this one and it worked. I set the box up by myself, y'all. I got my little box. So I'll be
Yay.
traveling, doing my shows to and from wherever there's good connection. But this is perfect. This is perfect. So I'm
If
glad
you
to be
find yourself
back. But
coming up to Virginia, let me and Dese know, and we'd love to actually do a sit down in person. That'd be dope.
that absolutely, definitely. Who knows what's in the cars? I'm planning a lot. I'm planning a lot and trying to get back on my feet slowly but surely. And I thank you
And
guys
you
for
are.
helping me, encouraging me. And it's coming. It's coming. All right.
Hmm.
So I'm cutting the velvet rope. I'm passing the microphone on over to Lee, and it is time to turn those tables. Take it away.
I'd like to know, how did you initially start to branch into what it is you're doing daily, and what inspired you, if any one particular experience or person has inspired you to start this? How do you implement that inspiration and play it out every day into your day to day?
Well, first and foremost, God is my husband, my boyfriend. He's my everything, and I believe in him. Every day in the morning when I get up, there are some days when I'm stubborn and I don't want to believe that he's working, but it's all working out. That's first and foremost. My mom, who is my a girl can have a lot of things,
Hmm.
diamonds. She can have a Ferrari. She can have all of these things, but the most precious gem that is unbreakable is a mother's love. So I would say my mother would be number two. And she's been with me through every step of the way. I've been with her through everything, watching her sickness. So my Aunt Connie, who of course helped me and let me use her house to do the show, who's been again like my second mother, and she's my mom's sister. My mom has three sisters, and each of them collectively, I have my own relationship with. They each like a mother to me. When my mom was at work and doing things, so these women, these group of black women, my brothers, my brothers who have been very supportive, my cousins, my family overall, my friends, K2s, so many of you, Lee, Dezay, everybody inspires me. Believe it or not, you guys inspire me to do what I do. And it is a blessing to be here to keep going, to keep going. So you guys inspire me, but mostly God and my family and friends. Y'all keep me encouraged to do it because I believe me, y'all would think I'm the strongest, but there are days when I'm vulnerable where I break down and I cry. You know, it's okay. You don't have to be the strongest one in the room. It's okay to be vulnerable. And I want people to see that.
Okay. That's perfect. That's perfect. What is, because it kind of leads into my second question. What is the impact that you want to leave on the world? Like, when the day comes when we're all old and we about to make our way out, what is the
Yeah.
impact and the lasting legacy that you hope to leave on the world, and how, if that changes every day or at all, how does it?
The impact that I want to leave on the world is that knowing that I try, we're not perfect, but we are perfectly imperfect and perfect flawed. Everybody's flawed. And not everything is going to be perfect. Like even with jump starting to get back on my feet with Style by Stevie after the fire happened, it's been obstacles. God saying not right now, but I must say that now is the time. Make it the time. You know, you can't rush God's time, but slowly build yourself back up to it. And I think what's been therapeutic for me is writing, a lot of writing. But when I leave this earth, I want
Writing,
people
like,
to
as in a
know
journal type thing?
yes, yes,
Okay.
I have a
Yep.
diary and I write in my diary every day. That's been therapeutic. By the way, there's a new article up, uh, Hollywood USA magazine, Summer Fashion 2026. It is currently up. Boss Lady posted it. I had no clue. I was tagged in it yesterday, but I also posted it to my Instagram. So y'all make sure y'all go and check out some of the hottest summer fashion trends that's up. And I've been written that. I've written that what? Before the fire happened. So I want to say there's April. I think I've written that article back in April and now it's out. So just goes to show you working behind the scenes. Um, when
Mhm.
I leave this earth, I want people to know that I haven't give up fighting for each and every one of us, that you're included. Never let anyone take your voice away from you. Never let a obstacle that's temporary stop you from what you need to be doing in your life. That's what I would tell people before I leave this earth. And continue to fight. I haven't given up. And this is just the beginning. I'm back with a vengeance, which is why I wore red intentionally on purpose for a reason, because I'm back.
Mhm.
And this girl is going to be a problem.
Okay. Hell yeah. Um, I would say if you could pick, if there's somebody that just been chasing, pick one person to sit down with and pick their brain, who would it be?
Oh, who would I sit down with? There's so many. I would say it has to be an independent artist, not a big name. Of course, I could say if she was here, I would love to sit down with Selena. I think she's so talented. Another would be Left Eye from TLC.
Mhm.
That would be a great interview if she was still alive and living. Like we would probably bounce off of each other's energies and frequencies. But it would have to be an independent artist, a no-name artist. I want to see what's new because there's so many new up and coming artists out here. Like we met through the strength of your boyfriend, who's on the left
Mhm.
again, Dezay. We met through Dezay, and that was through God. The creativity that you both have. He contributes a gift, which is music. You contribute a gift, which is art. And I want something new. Yes, I could say a big name. I could say Duran Bernard, which I could see knows what's in the stars. I could say Avery
Right.
Wilson. I could say Wayne Brady, T.S. Madison, and I had the pleasure of sitting down with Fairy Puss Bree Starr, who is a good friend of T.S. Madison. And shout outs to Bree. We became best friends. Those clips that you've seen Bree post that went viral, thank y'all for going back and checking that out. And if you look in the clip, I was trying to hold back
Mhm.
tears, but thank y'all so much for that. But those are just a
Mhm.
few that I would love to sit down with and just chop it up. We would vibe. I'm the type of person, I feed off of energy and I try to make it relatable to people,
Right.
you know, not get all the jinx and everything.
Okay. I mean, that's how, and I think that's what will make it really good podcaster as it is. Anyway, you gotta be able to bounce energetically. Um, I don't think I happen to have anything else aside from if there's anything you're comfortable with teasing or sharing. What can we expect from you within the next couple of months, or even next year if you want to go that far out. If you want to keep some things kind of to yourself, but I'm always curious to know what it is you got in store. What high hopes you got that you're gonna meet and exceed.
I would say more amazing guests, more amazing guests. I have a list of them. So I'm going to try to make these interviews work. Season 21, season 22, and more to come beyond. Right now, the hunt for a home is not over. We're waiting till, everything is ink dried. But
Mm-hmm.
we're ready to move on to the next chapter. So be looking forward to that. My mom has a saying. She would say, look up to the hills. Look up to the hills because you never know what's in store or what could
Mm-hmm.
come unexpected. Your biggest blessing. So that's what I would
Mm-hmm.
say.
Good, good, good. And when that ink dry and that moving truck come through and y'all about to get resettled, you know who to come to for some pieces for your house. All right, I got you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that would be another self portrait. But like I said, I bring the one that someone drew of me in painted and turned into a whole, like if you go and look up when you guys get downtime fashion dolls, make sure that y'all go in your downtime and look up makeup face charts and you'll see exactly what I'm saying. He took it, made it, and it was beautiful. So I'll bring it tomorrow on the show with Anthony Riley. But before we close, Lee, what are some things that you would give to any up and coming artists out here?
Man, as far as like advice or just
Gems, any
uh,
gems that come to you?
don't don't follow a trend, make your own wave. Like you had me kind of go back to me as an up and coming, and I was struggling to try to find my path, try to carve my way out to where I can be noticed. When I really dove into my artistry, I was living in Richmond, and Richmond is home to VCU. They're pumping out artists every year,
Oh yeah.
graduating, and it's like, how do I stand out in a sea of other artists? Just keep doing you. Don't get deterred. Don't get too frustrated or anything. Or if you are, expel those emotions, expel those feelings, expel those thoughts, the doubts, the everything, the questions. Put that out. Put that out into your gift. That is the one gem that I'd give to an up and coming. And then also to find your tribe. Find your tribe. Your tribe isn't permanent, but your tribe is wherever you are. You are home wherever you go. Your tribe will also follow. You just got to look out and just if your circle ain't inspiring you to do better or be better, then that's not your circle at all. You know, and I can get I'm rambling. I'm going on and on, but ano another gem, just make sure that you follow me on Instagram and and Facebook at Lee Valentine Art. But, yeah, take an op if you see an opportunity, take it. Don't matter what it is. If you feel like you're not gonna do good enough or you feel like it's out of your league, do it anyway. The worst that can happen is you fall flat on your ass. You just gotta dust yourself off and get the fuck back up and keep going. That's it. Know how many times I got told no? You know how many
Absolutely.
times I got redirected? A rejection is typically a protection and redirection into something better. That is it.
I had a conversation with an actor about rejection, being told no, being rejected for roles. We talk about this on my show all the time. And to add on, hi Chrissy, hey baby, we are fixing to wrap.
Mhm.
We're talking about starting over, beginning again, dusting yourself off, and finding your pace and beginning again. And I want you guys to remember that as well, too, fashion dolls. And today's final thought comes from Stephanie Gross, and she says, when God says he is doing a new thing, it is always a good thing. And as the Zay music would say, who is Lee's boyfriend, I'm not here for a good time. I'm not here for a long time, just for a good time.
Mhm.
So I want you all to remember that. That is key and that is pivotal to going to the next part of your life in the next chapter. So remember that, fashion dolls. And make sure
Perfect.
that you are supporting Lee Arts as well to make sure that you go and check him out. If you love the artwork, I'm gonna bring Lee back on the show. The Zay is gonna be coming on the show, and we're gonna work that out. But tomorrow we have Anthony Riley joining me, and then next week we have So Debonair, July 6th. So make sure you
Mhm.
guys tune in for that collaboration. We're gonna make it work. All right. So I will see y'all then, Fashion Dolls, and Lee, let everyone know where they can follow you and check you out.
Instagram at Lee Valentine Art, Facebook, Lee Valentine Art. You can email me, Lee Valentine Art at Gmail. I do commissions. I've shipped across the world. I've shipped to Germany, Australia, the UK. I've shipped to Cali, Texas. Allen Iverson has one of my paintings. Timbaland has one of my paintings. Mario has one of my paintings. Um, I'm all over, and I've done murals, portraits, you name it. If I can put a brush to it, I can probably do it. And I'm branching out into digital work too, so I may be able to do a logo for those out there as well. But yeah, Instagram mostly.
All right, fashion dolls, there you have it. And that is all for today on Style by Stevie. Again, I am back with a vengeance. I love you all,
Yeah,
and this was such an honor, Lee. I had a great time with y'all, and I will see y'all tomorrow at
indeed. Likewise, take care.
you too.